I'm kind of just gluing it together piece by piece. Gluing two pieces together, letting it dry. Gluing a couple more together, letting them dry instead of doing like the whole thing at once. Because the way the brakes are, it would be tough to do it all at once. And this is that tan one that I'm still missing a piece out of the bottom and the back. So it's kind of just my practice piece before I do that one. I decided to use weld bond. It's basically just Elmer's glue. I had a big jug of it, so I figured, well, that's what they recommend to use, Elmer's glue, so I'll just use the weld bond. I had bought this epoxy for fixing granite countertops, but it's just too much of a pain because you got to mix them, and even there's dye that you can put in it to dye it certain colors, and it's just too much of a hassle. In this water here, I have probably about 50 more pieces of crock that I went and collected yesterday. I was just cleaning some of it up. I started washing this piece, and I thought it looked really similar to the one that I just glued back together. The glaze on it's like the same color, so I took it inside. Is that one I just glued together? Lo and behold, that's the piece I needed. Unfortunately, there's still a little piece of it missing, but it's a lot closer than it was. That goes right in there. And I started gluing this one back together too. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to do like two pieces instead of doing the whole entire thing at once. I just make sure that the pieces that I glue together separately, that I'll be able to fit them all together at the end, no problem. Because you'd be surprised how like the bottom pieces that fit together like a puzzle, like this little knob sticking out there, that's tough to fit in. So when I'm doing the bottom, I have to do it carefully. I might have to put this in next because it fits down there. Yeah, you just got to kind of think it out before you actually start gluing. Yeah, that weld bond works pretty good. If you let it tack up a little bit before you actually stick the pieces together, once they're in place where they should be, it actually like suctions together and holds pretty well, even without tape. Like this piece here, I glued it, and I put the glue on it and shoved it together, and it was holding without the tape, but I put the tape on there anyway and supported it. Little update on this one. I don't know if you can see that or not, but for some reason the masking tape leaves lines on this inside finish. It's easier to see than on camera, and I rubbed the crap out of those with water, alcohol, and even acetone, and it will not come off. So I don't know, there's some chemical in the adhesive on that masking tape that's somehow interacting with the finish, the glazing on the inside. It will not come off. So that's disappointing. But at least it's on the inside. It doesn't do it on the outside. So, and that's just regular duck brand masking tape. Wanted to do an update video on my Crocs. The two that I glued back together, I think they turned out pretty damn good for being that they were in like 13, 14 pieces in the ground. I just cleaned them real well and glued them back together with Elmer's glue. Actually, it's weld bond, but it's just a glorified Elmer's glue. But I think they turned out great. This one I have like 99% of it. There's just a small piece missing out of the bottom. And that's it. This one, about 95. I'm missing a little piece out of the back still. And out of the bottom. Piece out of the bottom doesn't matter as much as the piece out of the back. I'd love to find that, but I doubt I will. The smaller the piece gets, the harder it's going to be to find. But I'm glad that I found this piece. This was the last piece that I was looking for out of the main body of it. But yeah, I mean, they're solid and you can pick them up, move them around. They're solid. They don't look great because, you know, you can see the cracks, but they look great sitting on a shelf from across the room. I couldn't be happier with how they turned out. And I still have that little Pittsburgh Orchards Preserve crock. I'm not doing any gluing to that one until I find there's like 2 more pieces out of the back that I need to find that I'd rather find before I started gluing anything. And I have another RP Co that's almost complete. I still need maybe like 5-10% more of it. And it'll be ready to glue too.